Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are exploring something truly special. We're talking about the absolute magic of transforming everyday, completely inanimate objects into captivating storytelling tools. We'll be unpacking all the fascinating concepts laid out in the chapter called Stories of Shadows and Strings, and we're going to learn exactly how you can become a master storyteller right from your very own home.
Okay, let's dive into this. For our creative workshop today, we're covering four main things: the magic of puppetry, hand and finger puppets, crafting a sock puppet, and finally, bringing the whole shebang to life with storytelling and voice.
Section 1. The Magic of Puppetry. Inanimate to animate. Before we build anything today, let's just make sure we understand the foundation of the art form we're exploring.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever played with cars, rockets, or dolls and made your little toys save someone in distress? Or, I don't know, maybe explore a giant chocolate dreamland? Well, if you have, you already have experience as a puppeteer. You've already used your imagination to project empathy and to create stories and characters out of totally everyday objects.
So, the crucial point here is that a puppet is really just a lifeless object until you, the puppeteer, actively step in and bring it to life. Puppetry is the art of manipulating those inanimate figures, whether that's by hand, strings, or rods, to convey a message, entertain an audience, and tell a really compelling story. You know, the magic doesn't actually live in the object, it lives entirely in your performance.
Moving on to Section 2, hand and finger puppets, simple shapes and sizes. We're going to look at the absolute simplest forms of this art, starting right at the ends of your arms.
Now, the source chapter touches on some truly incredible traditions, right? Things like shadow puppetry and the rich historical roots of puppetry in India. But for our workshop today, we're going to extract the most accessible, hands-on techniques that you can do right this second. And that means hand and finger puppetry.
And honestly, it doesn't get any more hands-on than this. It's amazing how you can start right now by simply drawing faces directly onto your bare fingers. Just a little ink, a couple of smiles, maybe a drawn-on tie or some glasses, and suddenly your hand is an entire cast of characters. You can model them after your family or your friends and immediately just start making them talk to one another.
If you want to take it a step further, just grab some paper, scissors, and a little glue. You can create simple little cups that fit right over your fingertips. You can draw hands, legs, and elaborate costumes to depict anything you want, from a fierce animal to special, historical characters from Purana and Itihasa. You can literally even use your own fingers as the character's legs to make them walk right around your desk.
Section 3. Crafting a sock puppet, a step-by-step guide. We're going to engineer a slightly more complex puppet using everyday items you definitely just have sitting in a drawer somewhere.
Let's see how this builds through 4 foundational steps: finding a sock, securing a grip, creating a mouth structure, and customizing the features. We'll break these down one by one.
Step 1 is exactly what it sounds like. Start with a plain sock. Actually, let me add one real requirement here. It should probably be clean. A firm sock works best, for sure, because it holds its shape really well when you stretch it over your hand. Next up, in step 2, you're going to slide that sock right onto your hand and pull it down until it sits firmly and comfortably. Your fingers should be near the toe of the sock, and your thumb should be resting just below them, acting as the lower jaw.
Okay, now for step 3, the mechanics. To give your puppet a functioning mouth that opens and closes cleanly, take an elastic or a rubber band. Wrap it so it separates your 4 top fingers from your thumb. This simple little trick creates a structural hinge inside the fabric, giving you total control over the puppet's jaw. It's a real game changer. Or, for an even more professional hinge, you can use the cardboard method. You actually cut open the mouth area of the sock and glue in a piece of folded cardboard, maybe even sticking some red paper inside for a tongue. This gives the puppet's mouth a very firm, snappy movement.
Now, what's really interesting here is how adding simple physical features changes everything. By simply gluing on some cardboard eyes and a red tongue, that inanimate plain white sock instantly gains a distinct personality. It goes from being a piece of laundry to being a living character. You can add yarn for hair, buttons for a nose, literally whatever you want.
And when you're done, the beautiful thing about puppetry is that there are absolutely no specific rules about what a puppet should look like. Your finished puppets can have entirely different vibes from one another, and they are always as unique as the creative imagination of the person who made them.
Section 4. Storytelling and voice. Bringing it to life. Look, a puppet is nothing without a story. This is the stage where we truly activate our creations.
To put on a show, you need to write a simple script. And every good script needs 3 basic parts. First, a situation. Where are your characters and what are they up to? Second, a conflict, because, let's face it, a disagreement or a problem is what drives a story forward. And third, the conversation, the actual dialogue where your characters talk through that situation and that conflict.
And when they finally talk, you have to find their voice. Voice modulation is absolutely key here. You can't just use your normal, everyday speaking voice. Try practicing with a few simple lines. Maybe your first character sounds high and squeaky, like, "Have you had your lunch?" And maybe the second character is gruff and loud, "I want to play in the park." Or maybe they're just super energetic. "Hello, do you want to go on a running race with me?" Changing your pitch and tone is exactly what separates you from the puppet.
And there you have it. You've got the tools to make simple finger puppets, the techniques to build an expressive sock puppet, and the script structure to give them a real voice. You are fully equipped to be a puppeteer. So go present a show to your class or put one on for your family in the living room tonight. The only question left to answer is, what story will your hands tell next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and have a blast creating.